Hi, welcome to another new video. In today's video, we'll be talking about Haze Black. So Haze Black is one of the colors, one of the 5 colors in the Haze Super-granulation series. I've already spoke about 4 of them, so today is the last one. It's made by Schmincke Haze Black, and the pigments used are PG36, PBR33, and PBK11. So we'll be talking about this much later. Regarding the paint, it is a semi-opaque color. It has 5 stars, so it's has excellent light fastness, and it's semi-staining, and of course granulating. So when we examine the swatch over here, you could see from the, by comparing the two, the darkness of the lines, the line that was placed before the paint was used looks a little bit covered. And for the swatch, I would say that it is doesn't get very dark. So this is as dark as I can get, and the colors don't really match up to as dark as a marker pen. So it's more like a really dark gray. And when you dilute it down, you get this as a soft gray color at the bottom. So when we look at the paint in water test, you could see that granulation, and you could also see the bigger particles of probably the PBK11, probably the mask black that had deposited, and then of course everything else just the rest are all mixed in a smaller proportion, so you don't really see a lot of big separation. In the water in paint, you could see that backwash and the pushing of that bigger particles to the exterior, to the rim of that water. And let's try the staining test right now, just to see whether we could scrub off the colors after the color is laid on and kind of dry. So what I'm doing here is actually using a synthetic brush and trying to scrub that color out. So as you can see, it's probably I could remove a slight amount, but there is still I can't restore that paper color. So I would say, yeah, true, semi-staining. And in the gradient test, I don't really see a very big separation of the particles. Don't have a wide range of the different particle size. So most of them kind of stayed around here. Let's look at these similar colors that we know from the universe of of the super granulating colors. So this is a black. So if you remember, there are actually several blacks from the previous series. We do have Deep Sea Black, Galaxy Black, Glacier Black, and this is our Haze Black. So as you can see, I think Deep Sea and Galaxy Black, they are they're quite different because they are have a more bluish tone to it. I would say it's the Glacier Black is kind of close, except Glacier Black is probably a little bit more granulating because it probably has the bigger particles. So yeah, these are the similar colors that I think are in the series. And of course there are other blacks that they are actually more they're more granulating, and the particles are bigger and they're actually darker. So when we look at the mixtures, when we mix it with the 12 colors of the color wheel, my general comment, as usual with all haze colors, is that they tone down colors and they desaturate the very bright colors. So all these becomes like a softer version, a more muted version. So if you like to, if you like to have this kind of color scheme, you can add it to your bright colors or the primary colors that you already have for painting. And I describe this color as being a neutral black, but leaning a little bit towards like a light, like a brownish, greenish color, like greenish tendency. It's more grayish than black. As you can see, I can't really get it to be really dark. And it's a very gentle, subtle, and soft color. And I could say it's like a dust type of colors. You realize there were actually different brands out there that they call the mixtures of colors black that they add to bright colors. They refer the mixture as dusk colors. And then how do you mix it? So according to the label on the tube, I'm referring to the colors from the Schmincke Corydom series. And PG36 is Halio Green, so it's phthalo green yellow, yellow shade. So this is a non-granulating color. So I was pretty surprised when I see this color in the list, because most of the super granulating colors makes use of 2 or more granulating colors. So this is the only one that I see that doesn't have a granulating color. And then we also have PBR33, mahogany brown, which is one of my favorite brown colors. It's beautiful, very just crazy. Like, look at the color, it's the separation, the particles looking very different and from everything else. And then we have PBK11, Mars Black. So this pigment is very commonly used in the Schmincke Black, the super granulating colors, which are kind of the black paints. It's quite commonly used. So when we mix it together, I say I use a little bit too much of Halio Green here because it looks kind of greenish, but if I had actually toned it down a little, I think it kind of looked like this. I don't know, maybe I should actually use more PBK11, but anyhow, I think the proportion of this PBK11 is probably a lot more than these two. So these are kind of just to kind of tone it a little bit down. So I would think that this is really nice for yeah, misty forest kind of painting, mist. So you could use it at a dilution just for the background, and then you could use it less diluted for the actual forest, the painting. So if you wish to get something that is a little bit less black than black and less blue, then this is a color that you can get. So let's go and see how I use this in a shop front painting. So this is a shop front that I painted with Haze Black. So as you can see here, Haze Black, for some reason the granulation look a bit more crazy over here. And when I use it diluted all over, so what I did first was actually to just apply a very light grey wash down the whole building, so you can see a kind of a little bit of that granulation when it's diluted by quite a bit, right? And then for the rest of the painting, all I did was to just kind of mix it with a bit of indigo. So I would say that this color is probably like this one over here. Okay, for the interior. I don't really mix quite a lot of colors here. So another one that I probably glaze over is probably the brown. So it would probably be about here. You know, I don't have brown, but it's similar to the reddish tones. Yeah, I didn't really do much mixing in this one because this shop front is actually grey in color, and I think I just need to glaze over. So there is also, other than the mixing of colors over here and here, what I did was also to kind of glaze over you know, the initial light, subtle, very light watercolor wash. I did kind of go over a few times after that, just to kind of emphasize or build up that color. So this is glazable, and then you can see kind of a very light granulation, the texture, not the crazy granulating kind, but more the very subtle. If you like a soft, subtle look, grey color, you could use this. So I would say this is really more dark grey than a black. I've come to the end of the video, and this is the last of the Haze series of super granulation colors. I will be going through the volcano colors next, and of course after that the desert and the Shire colors. So I do hope that you stay tuned to this series and understand the colors from the Schmincke super granulation colors. Alright, so I will see you in the next video. Yeah, bye bye.